Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City was here and gone faster than a T-virus mutation, and now we're left wondering why it flopped. Was the movie bad, or did moviegoers just not get it? Gear up. We're solving the biggest Umbrella Corp puzzle yet. Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City director Johannes Roberts' soft relaunch of the film series based on Capcom's massively successful horror video game series is something of a head-scratcher. It made more than $40 million domestically against a reported $25 million budget. It did so when COVID made movie theater attendance stagnant. 7 months after its release, a new reboot is about to take its place. Why? This is the quandary of Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City, a film that connected enough with audiences to be successful at a time when most films weren't, but didn't win over many hearts in the process. Rewatching the Raccoon City trailer, the film's quirky sense of humor is presented through the use of 4 non-blondes' "What's up?" That said, it also leans so fully into the film's intermittent bursts of action that it would be easy for audiences to walk away disappointed by the final product. Audiences wanted a film that felt familiar and delivered on its promise. That's not what Raccoon City offered. The film's eerie horror vibes were a shift from Paul W.S. Anderson's massively successful, action-oriented entries in the franchise. It's a strange mercurial beast that offers an alternative blueprint for the video game movie. The Resident Evil games are known for many sterling and strange elements. There's the iconic monster design. There's the ever-evolving lore that surrounds the Umbrella Corporation, a monolithic institution secretly practicing cutting-edge pharmaceutical experimentation and eugenics. Most memorable of all are its cutscenes. At the time Resident Evil and Resident Evil 2 were released, their in-game cinematic sequences were top of the line. They are so infamous that they were painstakingly remastered for the re-releases. 2019's Resident Evil 2 game opens with a truck driver listening to a radio broadcast, in which a caller describes a strange corpse-like woman. Distracted, the driver then runs over a girl who, shortly thereafter, proves to be a zombie. This exact scene is woven into the opening of Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City, from its on-the-nose dialogue to its bleary, rain-soaked atmosphere. The rest of the film maintains that tone, one that's alternately cheesy, horrifying, and frighteningly funny.
Oh, such a sweet little soldier! Such a loyal little drone.
Roberts' film doesn't just adapt the story of Resident Evil video games, it translates the feeling of playing them to the big screen. Some of its stranger touches are more deliberate than they might appear at first glance, like the noir-tinged bickering between the Redfield siblings, and the sequence in which a truck explodes in front of the police station and a zombie emerges engulfed in flames, to the sound of MC Vintage's "It's Just a Little Crush." These are features and not bugs of Roberts' movie. Many artists are misunderstood in their time. Johannes Roberts might be one of them. Roberts is best known for the direct-to-video horror sequel The Strangers, Pray at Night, and both 47 Meters Down films. The former is a film no one anticipated or asked for. 2008's The Strangers ends on a grim, definitive closing note, and the notion of spending more time with its home invaders doesn't carry the transgressive thrill of a new Jason or Michael Myers movie. Yet, Roberts seized on the original's stark imagery and applied it to a more thrill ride-ready narrative, adding in dashes of 1980s camera flair and a John Carpenter-like score. On the other hand, Roberts' 47 Meters Down films have tremendous fun with shark horror movie conventions. A scene from 47 Meters Down Uncaged features a randomly screaming fish that outs the protagonist's whereabouts, and it's just as strange and funny as it sounds.
Here, fishy, fishy.
No, Nicole,
nice
I wouldn't.
to meet.
All in all, Roberts' filmography looks like schlock on paper, but is low-key wonderful in practice. His movies are smarter, gutsier, and more interesting than they seem at first glance. As improbable as it seems, general audiences might not have gotten Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City. This begs the question, is the movie good?
Well, if you all shut the hell up for a second and listen, maybe you'll find out.
Depends on who you ask. The film received an aggregate score of 31% on Rotten Tomatoes, with audiences on that site netting it a 65% approval rating. More interestingly, though, is the C+ cinema score audiences gave the film on opening weekend. That's almost a full letter grade below the B cinema score that Paul W.S. Anderson's Resident Evil films routinely earned, and a clear indication that Raccoon City didn't play as well with the general movie-going public. Anderson's films are action horror efforts that are far more action-heavy than frightening. Robert's Raccoon City, on the other hand, leans into the scares that made Capcom's game series so memorable. The film also pulls directly from the Resident Evil games and their mythology. It's not just the Umbrella Corporation that receives lip service. Chris and Claire Redfield are the film's main characters. The orphanage, prominently featured in the Resident Evil 2 game remake, is painstakingly recreated for Raccoon City. Robert's film is in almost every way a love letter to the video games that inspired it. And that may be the main reason it flopped. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more SlashFilm videos about your favorite horror movies are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.